Hey guys, I'm Dustin with Real Avid, and today we're going to talk about how to use the AR15 Pivot Pin Tool Pro. All right, first let's talk about each piece here. So when I'm going through the instructions, you know what I'm talking about. All right guys, so we're going to start out with our detent plunger, our pivot pin tool fixture, our pivot pin tool pin, and our pivot pin tool remover. So let's talk about the pivot pin tool remover. It's pretty cool. It's got, of course, it's got the long prong here. That's going to be what kind of plunges into the detent and spring, but it's got a notch on this side. That notch is actually going to be what goes up against the pivot pin tool housing or the receiver of your AR. So we're going to push the little point into the pivot pin, push in, and then just rotate up. We're going to pull this out. Now, with my thumb, I'm going to kind of put it over where the spring and detent is, and I'm going to slowly pull my plunger out. And it's not a plunger, and I'm going to see that I have my detent right here. And then we'll get in here and grab the spring, and we now have our spring right there. All right, guys, so we're going to take our Pivot Pin Tool Pro fixture, put it over the housing of the AR. Then we're going to take our Pivot Pin Tool pin and slide it into the receiver just like that. Next, we're going to take our spring, push it into the housing of the detent plunger here, into the hole. Followed by our detent, we're going to push that in by hand. And then we're going to grab our detent plunger. We're going to push this in as far as it goes. So you'll see it actually bottoms out on the actual pivot pin tool fixture. Once it does that, we're going to rotate the whole housing and fixture, I should say, up. We're going to pull our plunger from the fixture. Then take our pivot pin, put it into the notch on the back side, and we're going to push it in until we feel a click. Now, when you get that click, that's actually the spring and detent being pushed into the pivot pin. Pull out my pin pusher and the fixture there. And I have installed my pivot pin.